Hey everybody, today I'm going to be scrapping that photograph of myself using that journaling card, and I'm going to be scrapping a layout that I do every year and is a special one every year on my birthday, and I did manage to do it on my birthday, which was a little bit ago in mid-January. I do this layout about things that are happening currently with me and things that I'm doing or liking, that kind of a thing. So I was inspired to use this L Studio collection by the L Studio journaling card that I have, that I got in a journaling card grab bag on the day after Thanksgiving. So, or journaling tags they called it. That green frame paper that I'm using, the polka dot, is from L Studio Sienna, and it's called Flowers. And again, I was using the journaling card from L Studio, so it made sense for me to use L Studio paper. I love their collections. That floral paper that I'm using there is actually the flip side of that. I happen to have two sheets because I also bought a paper pack of this in the day after Thanksgiving because they had paper packs for sale for $5. And I have leftovers of this. I just didn't have very much paper left over, so I had like tags and stickers and stuff like that, and bits and pieces. So it was nice that I was actually able to get some more paper. And this is absolutely one of my all-time favorites of their collections. It probably is my all-time favorite of their collections. So appropriate that I'm documenting myself with that. Now I want to frame my photograph there, or map my photograph. So I'm trying to decide what's going to work best. And I found this pink diagonal stripe paper and I liked it, but I still wanted another layer or something there. The little floral was too much because it was too many flower layers and not the right scale. It was a little bit close to the scale of that heart, which I'm thinking about using behind the journaling card and the diagonal stripe. So I go back to a piece of the cutoff from the background that I did there and just put a very thin green border on there. You really almost can't see the polka dots, but I like that. And I like the contrast that the diagonal stripe is making against the flowers there, even though it's pink. That's another reason I didn't want to use the pink flowers, is it was a lot of pink flowers then. And I'm really thinking that what I want to do is use that yellow heart paper. So the pink stripe paper is from El Studio Sienna, and that is called Adorable. And then the heart paper there is called Lots of Love, and that's from Sienna as well. And what I'm going to do here is I want to make sure I cut the correct vertical dimension. So I'm going to use these foam letter stickers or foam thickers, just to make sure that I get the dimension right, the vertical dimension right there. I just put them on there because the 3 was the tallest I thought, but I checked the T because that has the highest ascender of the letters themselves. So then I decided I'm going to ink edges here. So my phone shut off there. So anyway, I've decided I'm going to ink edges here. So I grab my Dewdrop Memento Gray Flannel ink, which is probably one of my favorite inks. It's my favorite ink to ink L Studio paper edges for sure, because it's not as dark as black. And if you go direct to paper, it's still fairly dark. If you use an ink pad, the foam pads, it's actually pretty light. So it's a really nice versatile ink there. So anyway, so we've conquered the phone shutting off piece here. And now, of course, because I've already glued this stuff down, or lots of these papers down, I have to go back and glue ink, and then I'm peeling them up and trying to be a little bit careful so that I don't wreck any paper edges here. All right, and I just wanted to darken that edge up a little bit. It didn't seem like they were dark enough there. And that's what's happening here too. The edge just didn't seem dark, so I really wanted you to be able to see the edge of that paper distinguished from the green paper there. All right, now if you look at the bottom of that Currently card, when I inked it, I also made a mess out of it. So I'm going to have to figure out what to do about that. And I'm playing here a little bit, making sure that I like where I like that, where I'm liking the title there. So I actually remembered to ink the edge of that, which is good. And when I do this, then instead of my photo just being on the heart layer, I put the photo and the whole mat up a little bit, which is nice because now I'm crossing more than one element and more than one paper there. So that really, I talk about this all the time, but that gives cohesion to my layout because those papers are crossing more than one element of the layout. So it's touching the background, it's touching the yellow piece, and it's also touching the journaling card plus the layers of my mat with my photo as well too. Just sort of blends everything together, and I like that I was able to really get all these colors in there. That alphabet is Dear Lizzie Mary. It doesn't have a color name. I know they made a red version of this too. I'm not sure if that was a different alphabet title, but I love that work. It's the perfect green for this layout, and I've now revealed my age to you. So you're welcome. Not everybody knows that. It'll just be our secret. So I'm working on covering up that ink splotch issue there with the card. So I know that one of my clusters is going to need to be there for sure. And what I'm doing is I'm moving things over a little bit because I decided I wanted to use these El Studio wood veneer hearts. I'm not sure which collection, but I'm pretty sure they come from a Christmas collection. It's probably Good Cheer, but I'm not positive. And that collection is no longer sold anyway, so you wouldn't be able to find it. But these are definitely El Studio hearts there. And then I find that little label there that says memories, and that's going to slide around my page a little bit until I decide to put it on the top there. That is from the El Studio wood veneer labels that you can buy on their website. And then the wood veneer leaf is from the El Studio Sienna wood veneers. I found that die cut heart, and that die cut heart is from El Studio Sienna Bits and Pieces. And then that little piece up there that says remember this, and the little green label on the bottom left that say details are from, and then the date label, actually that's in the bottom cluster, all of those pieces are from the El Studio UR paper from Sienna. So it's the Sienna paper that's called UR, and that paper is the cut apart. Now I'm going to just cut this off because I have everything glued down, and it made it just easier to put it on there. Now I'm going to end up using that pink piece later on though. That was not in my original plan, but it ends up happening. And I like the way that looks. And then I found that little green star. That sticker is from the El Studio Sienna stickers. And I see a really good place right here to use that second half of that little pink label, which is nice that I was able to get that on this label as well, or on this layout as well. That again is just a way that you can have cohesion in your layouts when you're embellishing and when you're doing layers of embellishments like I am here. I'm also using other techniques to do that. One of them is that I'm using the same materials. So I have wood in each of the 3 clusters, even though it's not exactly the same thing. I'm not repeating anything exactly the same in any of those clusters. But I have that, and then I have the color pink in each of the clusters as well. So there's the heart, there's the little cut apart piece there from Remember This, and then eventually I will get some green in each of the clusters as well too. So you'll see that. But all of that helps bring your layout together and helps your eye follow through and make sense of what it's seeing. So you don't have to do exactly the same item in every cluster. Just remember that you need to do things like repeating textures and repeating colors. Shapes will help too, so that you've got, I have the heart in a couple of those, and I have a lot of straight line pieces here as well too. So that can help you as well. And I will have more broken up lines as well. You'll see some of that as I bring some of the pieces in. And I put the ATG on the back of this wood veneer label, but I needed to, it was showing through the holes, so I needed to scooch that in only behind the wood veneer. And now I'm playing a little bit because I'm not liking where that love sticker is landing. So I'm just getting in there and remembering to actually ink it. I think I have to take pieces off if I remember correctly because I forgot to ink some of them as I was doing this. That's so easy to do when you start out because, you know, I'm just scrapping away as I do this. Okay, now I decided I wanted that cluster on the top to be a little bit larger, a little bit wider. So I found this little cut apart here that says details, and that is from the Sienna UR paper. That green documented, I think I called that details before. The green documented label there on the bottom left, or box in the bottom left, is actually from this Sienna cut apart sheet. I don't remember what that's called or which one it is. Sometimes they're little snippets, sometimes they're called cut aparts, but that's there. And then I saw this and I decided I wanted to bring the green into this cluster because it was in the other two. So that says Precious, and that Precious is from that cut apart sheet, or the little snippets as well too. I don't remember which of the two it is, and that was already cut apart, so I can't, those two pieces, so I can't tell you for sure what it was from. All right, so I grabbed those pieces. And now I found another sticker, or I was thinking about using another one of the stickers from the sticker sheet, the Sienna sticker sheet, and I grabbed that yellow star. So I moved the green star because I wanted to put something up on the Precious there just to sort of bring that cluster together. And obviously the green star on the green paper wouldn't probably have been as easy to read or see, so I did that. Now I want to bring another texture into my embellishment clusters here. So I'm going to use enamel dots. So I have wood and I have paper, I have the foam. All of those things are helping bring that together. I have the sticker, so that's a little bit shiny. I didn't pop anything up on enamel dot, or on foam tape here like I usually do in clusters, and that's just because I had the wood veneer pieces. All right, so the heart enamel dots that I'm using there are from the Webster's Pages Dream and Color enamel dots. And then I'm going to grab these green enamel dots from Simple Stories Posh, the enamel dots there, and use those. I didn't talk about that the little circle that I put in the cluster on the bottom right. That little sort of messy pink and white circle is from the Sienna Bits and Pieces, as is the heart that's right above it there. I don't remember if I told you for sure where that heart came from. All right, and then the yellow enamel dots that I'm putting on right now are from Doodlebug Sprinkles, and the color is Bumblebee. So Sprinkles is what Doodlebug calls their enamel dots, and Bumblebee is just the color. So I'm loving how I got the pink and the yellow and the green in different color in the different clusters. All right, and I discovered I hadn't glued my picture down very much there, so I wanted to do that before I forgot. And now I'm looking for my gray Chamel journaling pen, my gray ink pen. Someday, if this runs out, I'm going to cry because I love the color of this. I wish I just could buy like 3 or 4 of them just like that. So on the top there under details, I wrote of me, so it reads details of me. The documented label says annual birthday shot. And now I'm just filling in some of the things under those titles there. So under the currently card, that eating, it says, you know, I'm eating healthier, and I'm talking about a little bit of what the things I'm eating. And then there's watching. So some of the shows I'm watching and Peckers in the Playoff. And then the one I'm working on right now is listening to, just talking about the system that I'm using at work for listening to music, because I'm a massage therapist. I'm talking about layouts for my grandchildren and my wedding album for my niece and nephew. Let's see, I told you about what I'm watching. I'm watching the Packers in the playoffs. That's kind of fun right now for us. I'm hoping that they win the game on Sunday against the Falcons, because then we'd go to the Super Bowl. I'm a cheesehead born and bred. Then I'm just thinking about the new business and some travel for this year and just changes that have happened for me in the last 2 years. And then the last space there is reading, and I'm reading, or I just finished it actually already, The Good Luck Girls of Shipwreck Lane, which is an awesome book. I'm also reading a little bit in After You, which is the follow-up Between Me Before You, and a book called Hands-Free Life. So there's the still shot and a few detail shots. Hope you're all well, and I'll be back with another layout again soon. Bye!